Joining me right now is RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel. Ronna, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
It's always great to be here. Happy New Year.
And to you, Ronna. So let's talk about the legislative priorities this year. What are they? Tell us how you see the year taking place.
Well, Sarah Sanders laid it out: infrastructure, immigration, welfare reform, and then health care. Those are the legislative agendas that the administration has put forward. I think infrastructure is a good place to start, where we could get some bipartisan support. I do think voters want to see Republicans and Democrats working together. The president and Republicans continually reach out their hands to Democrats. Democrats have not shown a willingness to work across party lines, and I think this is a time where we need to do that, and it's in the best interest of our country.
Yeah, but are we overestimating the idea that there's bipartisan support here? Ronna, you know, as well as all of us know, the fact is that the Democrats do not want this president to execute his agenda. Whether it's tax reform or health care or infrastructure, they want to get back and have the majority in the House so they can move to investigate and eventually hope to impeach him.
Yeah, so their playbook, you're exactly right, has been obstruct and resist and stop this president at every turn. But the voters in November are going to say, well, what did you do? What is your accomplishment during this past 2 years? What have the Democrat accomplishments been? Obstructing and resisting are not going to be accomplishments they can run on. So hopefully they can come across the aisle on infrastructure. It's important that voters see Republicans continually trying to work with Democrats. Listen, it's a bad place for them to be rooting against these tax cuts that are now showing to be helpful for our economy. We're seeing more jobs. We're seeing higher wages. We're seeing these bonuses given out. Democrats are rooting against tax cuts that are going to help the middle class. I just don't think that's a good place for them to be. And they're going to have some accomplishment to run on. Why not work with Republicans on infrastructure?
Yeah, but I mean, that brings me to the next question about what's happening in the Senate. I mean, there's also, pushback from within his own party. If your uncle gets in Orrin Hatch's seat, Mitt Romney, is he going to be against this president?
I think Mitt Romney would be for the tax cuts, just like Jeff Flake was, just like Bob Corker was. I think he's going to work with this administration. We want that seat to be Republican, and I think Mitt has every interest in working with this president and continuing to move forward an agenda that's helping grow our economy, keep our unemployment rates low, helping build our military, taking care of our veterans. The list goes on and on. Republicans need to work with this president. It'd be nice if Democrats would do that every once in a while.
So you don't think Mitt Romney is a never-Trumper then?
I don't think he's a never-Trumper. Listen, Mitt seriously considered taking the Secretary of State position. He wants to see President Trump do well. He wants to see our country do well. And I think that's going to be the overriding issue for him if he ends up becoming the next senator from Utah.
When the chamber returns for the new year today, we've got a couple new faces to be sworn in, both Democrats. Doug Jones of Alabama, Tina Smith of Minnesota, who's taking the place of former Democratic Senator Al Franken. Of course, former Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann says she's considering running for that seat when it's up this November. And then you've got the Orrin Hatch ending the months of speculation, announcing his retirement, paving the way for Mitt Romney. How do things change? What's your expectation in terms of changing the makeup of the Congress in this upcoming year?
Well, certainly with Jones coming in, he won with a lot of Republican support. He has indicated that he's willing to work with this White House. It's going to be interesting to see if Jones and Smith will work with this White House and buck their party leadership. Because right now, every Democrat is in lockstep with Schumer and Pelosi. They're following the party line, and they're doing that at the expense of the people they represent. President Trump almost won Minnesota. Alabama is still a red state. It'd be nice to see them work with the president and help move forward an agenda that's going to help the people they represent.
Has Mitt Romney spoken with the president recently?
I don't know. I haven't talked to my Uncle Mitt, so that is not information I have or that I can give you a scoop on today.
So he does. So in terms of him making the run for the Senate, we're all expecting it.
Yeah, I have no inside information. I called my dad yesterday. I tried to get the inside track. I just don't know. Obviously, as the RNC chair, I have to remain neutral in primary contests, but I am his niece, and I love my Uncle Mitt. I think he'd do a great job, and I hope he supports this president. We need to support this president and continue to move our country forward. I saw firsthand the president's ability to resonate in states like Michigan, that he represented a different type of voter that had felt like their voice had been ignored for far too long, and we need to continue to fight for those people. And we've done that with these tax cuts, these middle-class tax cuts, and we're going to continue to do that through 2018.
So it's your job to keep the momentum on the Republican side. We've got a third of the Senate and the whole House on the ballot this November. How do you keep the majority really in place, given the fact that you know that the Democrats are targeting lots of seats, especially after this tax plan? Even Peter King from New York, that's why he couldn't vote for the tax plan, because his constituents are going to say, you just took away our SALT deduction. How do you keep the majority?
Well, the RNC's raised record money. We're posting the highest number raised in the history of the RNC because we're preparing for a midterm that typically goes against the House, the party that holds the White House. So with that money, we're already on the ground in 21 states. We're working with our voters. We're getting in front of them. We're talking about the good things we're doing. And then we're going to take a message to them about the Democrats, which is, we'll remember in November that you weren't there for middle-class tax cuts. You weren't there when we wanted to get our economy kick-started again. And we're going to remind voters, are you better off than you were 2 years ago? Look at our economy. Look at how much has improved under President Trump. And I think that's going to be something that's going to resonate with voters. And we're going to be pushing that message at the RNC. And we're already doing it.
Yeah, I think that's a really important message. That's what got Donald Trump in the White House. And that's what got the majority in Congress as well. But there's another part of the story for the Democrats, and that is this corruption around the Clinton campaign and the fact that the FBI and the Department of Justice, certainly the leadership there, was apparently complicit around the election, just protecting Hillary Clinton, even if there were criminal acts there. Is that going to be a major storyline for the Republicans come November?
Well, it's something that our voters are concerned about, and they want to see more information come out and understand what exactly the Clinton campaign was doing and if there was any type of collusion with the government. But I think come November, we're going to be making the case of Republicans have put policies in place that have made your lives better. Unemployment's down, our military's doing better, ISIS is on the run. Everything that the president ran on, we are delivering on. And that's a path we want to continue on for this country. And that's the message, the positive message I think we're going to take to voters in November, and I think that will resonate.
All right, Ronna, it sounds like a good message. We'll see you soon. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. Ronna McDaniel there.